Hi, Sarah here. If, like me, the sun has disappeared from where you are and it's raining, I hope you've got a body out there because it's getting quite heavy, I notice. Great British summer it is. Okay, so before I go into talking about the topic, I do want to say to people that sometimes we talk about things that might be uncomfortable, and it's okay to turn off if it's upsetting or worrying. So today we're going to be talking about self-harm, and I know this can be a particularly difficult subject. So if you do need to turn off, do that. It's absolutely okay, and I encourage you to if it helps. Self-care is really important. Okay. So we're going to talk about self-harm and the news reports this week that said there are double the numbers of young girls going to A&E for self-harm since 1997. We're talking in the region of 13,000 young people, young women. The rates, the numbers for boys aren't significantly different. So we're particularly interested to know and understand what the issues are for young women. I think it's really, really tempting to think about self-harm as a response to social media, and I am going to talk about that in a minute, but I think it's much more complicated than that. Self-harm is often a communication. It's often a way of coping. Self-harm is a response to significant emotional pain, and for many people, certainly the people that I have spoken to, it acts as a release. It acts as a way of containing emotional pain. It acts as a way of responding to the impulse to take one's life or to deal with significant issues that are happening in somebody's life. It's really complicated, and no one size fits all. So we can't just go into a consulting room with a young woman and think that we have the answer. Certainly, I know that many of the women that I spoke to when I was running services and delivering services over the years talked about trauma, talked about abuse, talked about feeling incredibly vulnerable because of episodes that might have happened to them in their life, bullying, relationship breakdown, and so on. But there are other factors too, and they include things like bereavement. Bereavement is a very difficult thing for a young person to deal with. There are all sorts of issues around exam stress and pressure right now. I think we can all agree that our young people are facing a time like no other in terms of thinking about their future, thinking about whether they succeed or whether they fail. It's really, really difficult. Resources are stretched. We can't deny that they're not. So getting the help at the right time, at the right place is really tricky. And encouraging young people to talk can also be really difficult. There are all sorts of reasons for that. So whilst I think that we need to make sure that our understanding of self-harm is relevant to a young person's life, I can already see so many things that we're doing and other organisations and NHS England are doing to try and tackle some of these things. So we know that there is an investment into psychiatric liaison, into A&E. So if somebody does attend A&E with a self-harm incident, that they get the support that they've needed. For so long, many women have told us and other organisations about attending A&E and getting shockingly awful responses that are stigmatising and difficult to deal with, often being told that their self-harm is attention-seeking behaviour. So I guess that I can see the progress, and we know that there is a huge investment coming in terms of developing more specialised support in schools, and all of those things will no doubt make a difference. We also know that Childline, Samaritans are out there 24/7 to listen to young people, and Young Minds run a very important parent line for parents who are struggling to understand what's going on. We need to have nuanced conversations about self-harm. We need to be thoughtful and talk to young people about what it means for them and not make any assumptions. Because actually, if we just put our eggs in all of one basket, the social media basket, for instance, or the schools basket, then we could be missing the connectivity between them, all the other things that might be important to young people that we might not have thought about. So I'm interested to know from the people who engage with us what they think self-harm is about. And if you need help, we will make sure that the information is available to you. Okay, have a good weekend. See you next time. Bye.